What is going on, you guys? My name is Andrew, and today I'm going to be going over the ASICS Novablast 3 running shoe. I've officially put over 400 miles on this shoe, and I just want to give you guys my personal thoughts, opinion, and overall review before you go out and make your purchase to make sure this is the right shoe for you first. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about this shoe is what did I use it for? When I had originally purchased this shoe back in February 2023, it was intended to be my half marathon shoe for the Asbury Park Half Marathon in April of 2023. Stood up well to that. Great shoe for, I guess, mid-distance. I think the highest I ever ran in this was about 15 miles. But then after I was done the half marathon training and the race itself, it became my triathlon shoe, which is why I have the elastic band in here. $2 at Walmart for these laces, by the way. If you ever need anything to help you with your transition with your shoes, definitely recommend that. But after that, it basically just became my permanent triathlon shoe for a few over the summer and a little bit of short distance cycling. Something I wouldn't want to take a pair of clip-on pedals or use my clipped shoes for. So this was perfect for all of those things. Okay, so rolling into the next piece I want to talk about, and that is the style, design, look of the shoe. I gotta say, this shoe drew my eye immediately with its aggressive look. I love the shattered glass or like maybe ice look across the bottom. The colorways were all fantastic across the board. This one was my personal favorite. I'm a big fan of blue and black as a combo, but they also had a really eye-catching orange, red, and black. So this shoe came in a ton of colorways. I think it was somewhere in the ballpark of 12 to 15 when I first ordered them off of ASICS's website. So this one definitely has something that you may like. Another great touch is the color on the bottom. You don't see that super often. At least I haven't seen it too much in ASICS's shoes. So having the red on the bottom, even though, like I've said before, you don't see it, it's still a nice touch that I believe looks great. So all in all, shoe looks fantastic. Design is very aggressive looking, even the back end. They did give it some. Unfortunately, I've shaved away a little bit with my bike. So, but all in all, great looking shoe, very aggressive design, great colorways. Cannot complain on any of those fronts. Okay, so rolling into the next piece I want to talk about, that is the price point. I have looked everywhere. I actually just saw it in a running store about a day or two ago and looked online just recently to double check. It is $140 just about anywhere you look. Dick's Sporting Goods, ASICS, Roadrunner Sports. I've looked just about everywhere and everyone is saying $140. That is a very fair price point. I'm pretty sure I actually ended up paying more in the beginning of the year, somewhere in the ballpark of, I want to say, $160 or $165. Could be wrong. I think I'll double check my receipt and I'll drop that in there, but still very worth it, and in my opinion, a steal for how well this shoe has held up. One, not being a plated shoe. Two, being a very, very lightweight shoe that doesn't have a whole lot of support other than, I mean, this is all cloth up on the top. There's not a whole lot keeping this shoe really together, but it held up fantastic on all different levels. I mean, I've had wet feet going into these shoes and they still hold up great. I have used these across sand because I've had to run on beaches for my triathlons, still held up well. Being on bikes, still held up well. Running up to a little over a half marathon, fantastic as well. So I definitely think, as far as it goes with this shoe, bang for your buck, it is a winner, no doubt. All right, now I want to talk about the durability of this shoe. Like I've said previously, I've used this for just about everything. Triathlons with wet feet, getting onto a bike. I've ran in sand, gravel, a little bit of off-road, areas where I had to go through grass for certain races, and just up to 400 to 450 miles on foot with this shoe, and it can take a beating. I have had no issues with this shoe. As far as actual physical damage to the shoe, I think the worst of it's really back here on the tail end. There is a little chunk missing right there. I believe a lot of that is from on the bike, it rubbing against like the wishbone of the frame. And then as for the bottom of the shoe, I mean, it wasn't a super grippy shoe to begin with, so I can't say there's a lot of tread decay, but the foam is pretty beat at this point, which is why I'm basically gonna retire this shoe. Oh, and inside of the heel itself, which is important if you're running barefoot without socks on, for triathlon, it's not bad here, and it's also very soft. There's not a lot of things that could like cut into the back of your foot, which is another thing I really loved and why I kept this for triathlon. So all in all, as far as the durability goes, absolutely fantastic. And now finally we get into the pros and cons of the ASICS Novablast 3. So the first con that I gotta say is the laces. I don't know if it's all ASICS or was this one particularly, but the laces suck. I had an issue with them fraying pretty early on where the tips looked like this one, but this is just because I cut it really poorly. You can only cut them so much. They eventually just keep fraying, but this was a quick $2 fix. Like I said, honestly, you can just buy regular shoelaces if you prefer to tie your shoes all the time. They don't cost much either. So that was the major con I had. Other than that, I just really hope they make another set of these. If not, just keep this going for like another year before they make the Novablast 4, because this shoe, it's perfect. Right down to the most minute detail. Everything about it has been great. If I had to highlight any particular pros, like I said, colorways, fantastic. Structural design, it is a great shoe, great fit, great support. The only thing I will real quick say and emphasize is I did not use this shoe for anything over 15 miles. So I do not know if I could tell you yay or nay this is a good marathon shoe or marathon training shoe. That will personally have to get tested, and I'm not going to test them in this because it would be unfair, 400 miles deep. But I will say, all in all, pros, this shoe is just fantastic all the way around. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. I mean, running in this thing barefoot, never really coming home with cut-up heels. I think my first triathlon, I might have had a cut-up heel. I don't know. But after that, I never had another issue, and I don't run in socks. So, yeah, all in all, this is a fantastic shoe. I really got nothing negative to say other than figure out your dang laces, ASICS. But, yeah. Okay, so in conclusion, my final overall rating on the ASICS Novablast 3 running shoe is a perfect 5 out of 5. This shoe has given me no issues whatsoever, aside from a little premature fraying of the laces. But other than that, structure, comfort, design, aesthetic, everything else has been perfect. Would I buy these again? Absolutely, in a heartbeat. The only thing that would stop me is if the ASICS Novablast 4 comes out, which, like I said, I think they're gonna have a hard time one-upping this shoe, because really, what else can you make better? If you are interested in buying the shoe, I do definitely recommend going to a running store, trying it on, seeing if it fits your foot good, because personally, I took a gamble by ordering it right off the website without actually looking at the shoe first. So definitely get it checked out, try it out on first, make sure this is perfect. This is just my opinion. I'm just some guy on the internet who's telling you what I liked about a shoe, so I don't know your foot as good as you should. All right, you guys, well, that is all I got for you today. Hopefully this has helped you guys with making your decision on if the ASICS Novablast 3 is the shoe for you. Like I said, I would gladly buy this again and would gladly run with it for one more season. If this helped you guys, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. I'm going to be having so much more content coming out in the next couple months that I hope to keep you guys entertained or informed, whatever comes first. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. See yous.